Hi guys, I'm Viscose. Welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about my sewing journey, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a pattern review or the many makes that I have made of my Tilly and the Buttons collection Indigo dress. So if that's what you'd like to see more of, please stay tuned. So thank you very much for joining me, guys. So today we're going to be talking about the Tilly and the Buttons pattern, the Indigo dress. Now I haven't made the top version, but it does come in a top or a dress, but I have made quite a few of the dresses. So today I'm going to share all of those dresses with you and the various different variations or tweaks that I've made as I've gone along. And I think with every single one that I've made, I have made some sort of tweak to it. I'll pop in here a picture of the line drawings of the Tilly and the Button Indigo dress top, and I'll pop in the measurements for you as well for this particular pattern. Now this pattern is designed for beginners, and I can honestly say it is a really simple sew. It teaches you how to do facings, there's a few bits of gathering in there, and as you grow with your sewing skills and you become more advanced, you can either hack this dress, you can make some various changes to it. And Tilly and the Buttons also brought out a add-on pack to this particular pattern that enabled you to have a third tier on the dress if you wanted to. I think there's a few different sleeve options as well. So it's a very versatile pattern. You can have something that you can glam up, you can have something that you can dress down, and I've certainly got a mix of all of those, and I've evolved with every make that I've made. So the one that I'm wearing is my imperfect version by far. This is the very first version that I made. It's in an uncomfortable material. I got this material from Pound Fabrics in one of their remnant boxes that I bought, and it was the one that I made as a toile. So this one has a facing on it, and you can see the way that I've stitched around here. You can see that I've got one more puffy sleeve because I've kind of done the gathers in the center, and one less puffy sleeve on this side. There's no waist ties on this, so I find that there's very little shaping to this. So I'll just stand up and show you. Now the Tilly and the Buttons, you can see the darts are even out of place on this one, but the Tilly and the Buttons, you've got the darts just to give it that little bit of shaping, and then from the waist it drops out and you've got all these gathers around the front, and at the back it dips slightly. Now I know in the add-on pack you can have different back bodices. Now I haven't ventured into that. This one is a short one, so it comes to my knees, and I've got the sleeves here. This one is far from perfect. I do wear it when I'm around the house, but it's not one that I would wear out. It was a wearable toile, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. I can wear it, I can wear it at home, and it looks fine on a screen if I'm on a Teams meeting, and it actually probably does look quite smart as the material, because it's got a lovely texture to it. It's just that itchy kind of material, so you could tell it's cheap. I think even, I don't know whether I can show you this, just show you. You can see, I don't know if you can see that well enough, but even with my stitching, you know, I haven't used a matching thread, and I think that that stands out to some extent up close. So it's one of those, but it was my first one and it was my toile, and I thought I would show you where I started and then how I developed. So the next version I've got to show you, I'm not actually going to be able to put on for you because I've worn this one to death. This one is one that I made out of the Jules fabric that I got from Hobbycraft, and it's a blue, beautiful Jules fabric that I got. And after I made this, I went on to make that version. So it's exactly the same as this one that I'm wearing. I didn't have any waist ties on it, but I spent quite a lot of time in it. So I'll pop a picture in here of me wearing this dress. So this was 100% cotton, which meant that it didn't have a lot of drape or flow to it. Like this one, it had that kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but how it kind of just stays. So I have found since with the Jules one, although it's a beautiful dress and looks great when you stand and you pose in it, I do remember being in the middle of Asda's one day and a guy offering to carry my bags for me, and he was somebody that I knew from a previous job, and I was just like, no, I'm okay, thanks. And he went, you shouldn't be carrying them in your condition. And I remember being absolutely mortified at that statement, and it did put me off wearing that dress out in public, so I used to wear it at home. But what that then did was my evolving makes, bar one, I went on to put waist ties on all of them to cinch me in, so it gave me a little bit more definition. Please don't be put off, because I wore that dress. It's the only time I've had that said to me, and it was the fact that there was no drape in the fabric. It was a very structured fabric, but it was a beautiful version. So I'm going to go ahead and put on each version, show you, give you a little twirl and talk you through them, and talk you through how they've evolved. So let's get to it. So from there, I went on to make this version. Now, I made this one earlier on in the year. This is a maxi version. You can see that I have got a lot better at the way that I've done the arms and the neckline just from looking at it up close. But it's actually more of a suitable fabric for this one, whereas the green one I would say is probably not a suitable one. It definitely wasn't a fabric that was meant for this. It's definitely some sort of polyester fabric. So this is a beautiful paisley viscose that I've got on, and I made this in the maxi version. So let me turn the camera so I can show you. So you've got the interfacing on the inside, the facing, sorry, not interfacing, facing on the inside, and I have added the waist ties onto this one, and actually I've added extra long ones so I can wrap it round and tie it up at the front. And then if I go back a little bit more, you can see I've got the ruffle on the bottom, and I've got the longer sleeves on this one, so I've brought it almost down to sort of bracelet sleeve length. So I do quite like this version. I've worn this absolutely loads. It's a great version for wearing out on a day out, I suppose would be the best way of describing it, where you just need to be that little bit nicely dressed, but you know, not too dressed up. I can wear this one to work as well, although I am a little bit apprehensive because it's such a bright colour. You wouldn't miss me coming, put it that way. So I found this one quite nice to sew up, but this was the first one that I'd done in a maxi length where I'd had the ruffle on the bottom. And I do remember making a bit of a childlike mistake with it, I suppose would be or a rookie mistake. There you go, a rookie mistake where I'd flipped it the wrong way and I ended up unpicking it because I'd sewn it the wrong side. I do that sort of thing quite a lot. So I'm really, really pleased with this version, and this is the viscose version. So from there, I wanted to make a slightly more oversized, comfortable round the house version. And when this was made when I was quite ill, when I had shingles, and I just wanted something comfy on and something that I knew that I would wear quite regularly. It's not one that I'd probably wear to work because it is oversized, and because of the actual fabric itself, I would probably say it doesn't do me any favours and I look like I'm wearing my nan's dress. I've seen so many beautiful dresses with this fabric. I do love this fabric, but it's one of those where because it's oversized, it gives that kind of nan feel to it. I could be wrong when I say that, but it's certainly something my nan would have worn. So this is one that I've done a bias bound neckline because I actually dropped the neck a little bit just to give me that little bit of space. In turn, I found by doing that though, what it did was it pulled the shoulders downwards, but I don't mind because it is that oversized feel. This is a Lady McElroy fabric. It's a cotton viscose lawn, I think, actually viscose lawn. It's beautiful. It's one that I bought from So Hayley Jane. She had it in one of her luxury boxes, and at that point I didn't subscribe to the luxury box. I only subscribed to the classic, and it was actually this fabric that made me convert my subscription to a luxury box. So let's turn you slightly to the side so you can see this in a bit more detail. So as you can see, I haven't put any waist ties on, so it's very, very floaty. It is the perfect summer dress. It's short, so I've got no ruffle on the bottom, and I've done short sleeves on it, so it's nice and comfortable, but it's a really airy kind of feel. So you can see it's got no definition. It's not the most flattering of dresses, but it does the purpose that it needs. And from this dress, I really discovered that I loved a bias bound neckline, but I would have preferred it if I'd remembered to have done it all the way. But that's not a problem because it still goes quite well. So this is the next version that I made. Again, like I said, this one is perfect for being around the house. It's really, really comfortable. I do wear it out, but I wouldn't wear it to the pub. Well, I probably would wear it to the pub. In fact, I have worn it to the pub. But yeah, I probably wouldn't wear it if I was going anywhere where I felt like I needed to dress up. But again, it's completely different from my purple version that I made. It just, yeah, it's got a different feel and almost a different look to the dress, even though it is the same pattern. So let's show you my next make. So this is my next make and I love this one. So you can already see I've got a slightly different neckline. Now I kept it the same as the others. I didn't drop this one, but I did bind it rather than having that facing. And I have discovered that is my preference because the facing just flaps out and it drives me round the bend. This one is made out of a fabric godmother viscose twill, and this one is, I got the fabric from Jenny Stitches. This is my most liked post on Instagram, and I just love this dress. It gives me comfort. It gives me the feel of a buffet dress, so to speak, but it also gives me a bit of shape and the fabric is fun. So let me stand up and you can see it a little bit more. So I popped the waist ties on this one, so you can see I've got the waist ties there. So I've got that shape in my natural waistline, which is, and it is my natural waistline, which is perfect. I've gone for the maxi version, so I've got the frill on this, so you can see, and it feels so light and airy to wear. It's just beautiful. I've got pockets in this one, which I haven't got in any of the others. So again, nice and comfortable, and things where I can drop things. I know my head's not in the picture, sorry. But yes, a fun feel, really nice, comfortable wear. And again, I think this one looks different from my others because it's got, I mean, whereas you can see, let's show you, with that one there, you can see it's a more loose fitting dress. It does look very different from this version. I've gone for the shorter sleeves on this one again, to keep it that summery sort of feel. But like I said, very, very different look from the other dresses that I've got for this pattern. So let me show you the next one. So this is the final version that I've got of my Indigo dresses. Again, this one's slightly different from the others. Disappointed with the way that I've got my neckline on this, but it's fine. This one I made purposely for work. If you've been following me recently or watching my other videos, you'll know that I have been trying to increase my work wardrobe. I found it very difficult in Me Made May selecting outfits for work. As you can see, I've got quite a varied taste, but in work, in the job that I do, I have to have a smarter approach. So yes, this one was made for work, but still with my leopard cheetah, whatever they are, on my dress, still got a little bit of pattern and print in it. So I will stand up and show you again. I've got the bias bound neckline that you can see here, and I have got the ties on the waist. So here we go. I managed to get my pattern placement okay here, so I didn't have one cutting off in. So it's got tie waist at the back. You can see if I turn around, there's no pockets in this one. And if I go back, it's a shorter version. And I widened the arms on this. I was debating on putting some elastic in, but then changed my mind because I quite liked it. I haven't been hooked on any doors yet, but that could still happen. But I do think this is lovely and smart for work. And again, I still think this one looks slightly different from the others, as I find with all of my makes. They all look slightly different, even though they're coming from the same pattern. Now, with the Indigo dress, you can opt to have a frill on the outside. You can opt to have a flounce on the sleeve. You can, I think in the new pack, you've got a puff sleeve or flutter sleeve. I know with the Indigo, I know lots of YouTubers that I follow have used the Anthea blouse from Anna Allen. Couldn't remember who that was in my last video, from Anna Allen, where they've put that blouse in to go with the Tilly, and it's gone really well and they look lovely. There's a hashtag for the Indigo dress called Sewing Indigo, and you will see many, many versions. Now, obviously, I haven't made any tops of this to share with you. I don't know why I haven't made the tops, to be honest, because it's sort of the comfort levels that I would go for in a top, and could probably make a few smart ones for work. So it might be something that I need to give a try. I do have some ideas for a few more of these. I'd certainly like to make another one of these for summer with a short sleeve to it, although I am tempted to have no sleeve and bind the shoulder, because I think that'd look quite nice. And again, have the waist ties, but have the shorter length of it. I think that'd be lovely, just for the summer months, because it is quite an airy outfit. The other thing that I would like to do going into autumn is make a long sleeved, probably puff out the bottom, so you got a bit like a balloon sleeve to it, or like a bishop sleeve to it, with an elasticated cuff on it, and then have it full length with that third tier on, because I think that'd look lovely with a pair of boots on through the winter and autumn months. And I could have a, depending on my fabric choice, could be lovely and smart for work. So that is everything. That is the Tilly and the Buttons Indigo pattern. If you like this, please let me know. I know I've not got loads and I haven't gone massively into the pattern, but I am certainly intending on once a month, one of my weekly releases, sharing with you patterns that I've revisited time and time again and my variations of them, so you can see them. I'm going to try and pick a different pattern every month. There are just some patterns that we all go back to and we remake time and time again. I love Liz from the Baker That Sews, because she's one of those that picks a pattern and she'll make loads of it. You can tell when she loves it, you can tell when it's her flavour of the month, and she'll make absolutely loads of them. At the moment she's really into gingham and a dress that she got from a tutorial from Brogan from the Sewing Bee on her channel, and she's just made loads of these until she's perfected it, and it's brilliant. And I'm a bit like that with certain patterns, not with every pattern, but I do like to make lots of variations. This one I think is by far the most that I've got of any particular pattern, but I have got a few lotta dresses. I know I've got a lot of the Tilly and the Buttons Billy. I'm acquiring a few Style Arc Hope dresses now. The Saguaro pants, I am slowly getting around to perfecting versions of the pants and the shorts. So I've got a few that I'm going back to time and time again and revisiting. So I would love to share them once a month if this is the sort of thing you'd like. The next video that I'm going to release will be my week in sewing, which I am going to do my intro for and show you what I'm working on this week. And I think that is everything. So if you did like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, because it helps YouTube share my video and content with other people. And if you want to subscribe because you like what you see, then click the subscribe button and the notifications bell, because it will tell you every time I bring something out. And if you want to see what I'm making and up to, I do release most of my things on Instagram before I do on YouTube. In fact, I'm one of those people that posts in my stories when it's made, and the very as soon as I can and I can wear something, I will be wearing it, and that picture will go up on Instagram. So that is what Beck Sews, if you'd like to pop over and give me a follow. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch me today. Have a fantastic week. I hope you get lots of sewing done, and happy sewing.